right. We're looking good. Sounds good. All right. Test. I think we're good. All right. Hope everyone is happy, healthy, successful, doing well, winning in life. You know what time it is. We've got a couple things to talk about today. Smackdown just finished. We got Cody Rhodes slowly starting to turn heel. John Cena refused to sign the contract for SummerSlam, citing exhaustion. Uh, but I knew then he started to walk out the ring and Cody hit him from behind, attacked him from behind, used the belt to hit Cena, and then forced the hand of a knocked out Cena to sign the contract, but secretly put in a clause that it's going to be a street fight, so no DQ. So you can see the beginning. I've read rumors of this that Cody's slowly going to start becoming a heel. So once Cena leaves, I think Cody will be the champion, but he'll be a villain champion. Very interesting. That was a cool ending to SmackDown. But let's just get straight into it. What should we do first? We could talk about. Let's just talk about Prophet Chelsea first. Let's get that out the way. They won the Club World Cup last Sunday. Hats off to him. You can't say anything bad about Chelsea. They absolutely wiped the floor with PSG, the team that just did a treble, the best team in Europe, and Chelsea from start to finish just mauled them. It pains me to say it, but yeah, can I do this? I gotta get a little more comfortable, people. Yeah, that's good. That's better. All right, that's good. So, and I see a lot of like shit talking from Europeans saying that Chelsea had an easy route to the final. They just completely disrespected the South American teams. Palmeiras is a good team. Fluminense is a really good team. So Chelsea didn't have an easy route. We talked about this last week. It's just that Bayern losing to Benfica gifted, or I wouldn't say gift because they still had to beat PSG and they battered them. Gifted Chelsea like a glorious opportunity, which to their credit they took. So respect to Chelsea. I don't know. There was a fight at the end of the game. Luis Enrique slapped João Pedro in the face. That was hilarious, actually. And it's a shame for PSG because that was a chance for them to make like footballing history in the entire history of the sport, club or country. Around the globe, they could have been the first team to win. So they have 3. They could have won 4, 5. They could have won 5. No, in one calendar year, I think they could have had 6 trophies. I think only one other team has ever done that. So and convincingly, Chelsea won convincingly. The absolute demolition in the first half. So you gotta just tip your cap, man. Even though I hated to see it, you just gotta tip your cap. And I've been watching the women's Euros a little bit, which has been I didn't watch the Spain game today, but I saw the England-Sweden game. There's a really exciting match, actually. European women's football needs to be more on American television. I'm tired of the push, like the broadcasting rights and all like the generating support is only for the NWSL and the US women's national team, who only play friendlies at home against teams from either East Asia. Every time the U.S. women play friendly, it's always against Thailand, South Korea, Vietnam, Japan, China. I think they played England once and they drew 0-0. It was the most boring game of all time. We went to Europe for 2 games. That's the only time. Everything else is always a friendly against some like pushover team ranked in like the 100s of the. It's crazy. I'm tired of that. But the quality of the ladies have crazy technical ability. Chloe Kelly from England, Arsenal. Let's have it right as well. That the amount of Arsenal players on that pitch was crazy. Elistad, the defender from Sweden, Blackstenius, Stina had a chance to win the Ballon d'Or if Sweden won this, but that's gone now. Arsenal had Leah Williamson, Russo, Beth Mead. What's her name? I forgot the girl who scored the second goal. I forgot her name. So that's 4, and then you have Blackstenius and Ilstedt from Sweden. There were 6 Arsenal players on the pitch at one point. That's insane. Yeah, let's see. Arsenal women. Ajamang. Yeah, Ajamang. Yep. Russo, Williamson, Ajamang, Mead. Oh, I think Hertig is on Arsenal too. Ilestedt, Hertig, and Blackstenius, who had a sick tournament. Yeah, Hertig is on Arsenal. 7 Arsenal players on the pitch at one time. Big up the Arsenal ladies, man. Champions League winners. Let's have it right. That game, the Sweden-England game, was just insane. That was so entertaining. And Chloe Kelly, back to Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly can cross a football better than anyone in the U.S. Soccer Federation. Anybody. Either gender. And she can cross a ball better than any player on the Arsenal men's team. In fact, she would be, her crossing ability is better than 99% of the players in all of world football. That's how good she can cross the ball. Meanwhile, you have USA. When was the last time we have a player that can cross a ball? Someone tell me. We're talking about Graham Zusi. That guy stunk. And that's the only one I could think of that was he has actually a decent delivery from free kicks. Berhalter from the Gold Cup. Berhalter is okay, but he's a center midfielder. He ain't crossing the ball in, but he's good on free kicks. When was the last time the U.S. men or women had a winger that can cross a ball like that? It has to be prime Rapinoe. That's the only time. That's the only one. In the last fucking 15 years, the only player is Megan Rapinoe when she was in her peak, because she fell off a cliff too once she got older. The men, forget about it. I can't even remember. It has to be fucking Graham Zusi. That's crazy, dude. Because I remember Graham Zusi put the cross in, or was it Yedlin? No, I think it was Zusi put the cross in for when Dempsey scored the goal against Portugal in 2015 to put the U.S. up 2-1. I believe that was Graham Zusi. And then fucking Ronaldo put an insane cross to Varela to equalize in the 95th minute. That game sucked, man. But yeah, I think it was Zusi. That's the last one. 11 years ago. Chloe Kelly's cross yesterday was better than any Arsenal men's players' cross from the entire season. Any competition. Pinpoint on a dime, pinpoint right on Lucy Bronze's head into the back of the net. I could have scored that, and I'm dog shit. That's how good the cross is. All you had to do was touch it with your head. That's it. Just all you have to do is stand there. I could have just stood there and just went, doop. That's how perfect the cross was. Crazy. So England, and I feel bad for Sweden because Sweden were winning 2-0. Blackstenius was running the game. They were winning 2-0 in the 75th minute. Then England scores 2 goals in 2 minutes. And then the penalty shootout, that was the worst penalty shootout I've ever seen in my life. 9 penalty misses. 9. 9. So, and so Sweden was not only up 2-0 at the they had 2 chances to end the shootout, and they missed the target twice. The first one completely skied by the goalkeeper. Why is the goalkeeper taking the game-winning penalty? How the fuck do you take off Blackstenius? What in the Swedish coach? I don't know his name. It's a dude. He 5 minutes before the penalty shootout, he takes off the best player. That made no sense. So they had 2 chances to end the shootout, and one was skied and one was going wide. Hampton, the England goalkeeper, saved it, but it was going wide anyway. So they missed the target twice. They completely missed the target with 2 chances to win. And they were up 2-0 in the 75th minute, and England came back. So it's like you can't really, like, England wasn't, they got a little lucky with the penalty misses, but Sweden also balled it. That was a ball job. So you can't really get that mad. It would have been good banter if England lost, because the thing I don't like about the English teams is you would act the way the media describes them in America and in the UK, and the way the coverage of the team and the players and the coaching staff, you would think they're the best team in the world. England women have only won 1 trophy since women's football has been invented. Not invented, since women's football, since the Euros and the World Cup, and like women's football became like a regular sport. I think when was the first women's World Cup? 91, I think. England has 1 trophy. They have 1 Euros, the last Euros, the defending champions. They have 1 trophy. The England men haven't won since 1966. Nothing. No Nations League, no Euros, no World Cup. But if you listen to the English media, you would think they're like 1994 Brazil. I don't mind the English players and the English team, and Weigman is a good coach, but I just can't stand the English media and the fans. I can't stand it. So they play the Italians now. So let's see if England's going to win that game. Spain, it's going to be either Spain or France against England in the final. I want to see Spain, England again in the final. That would be another sick game. All right, so now let's talk about this Astronomer thing. All over the internet, getting, anytime you post anything about this, you're going to get like 30 million views. And there's a couple things I want to say about this. First of all, people in America, we love to see the downfall of a public figure. And that's really ingrained in the culture of America, especially now in the digital age in 2025. We love to publicly humiliate someone. We love it. And so this guy, so to a little backstory, I'm sure I don't even need to explain. Everyone knows what happened. There's a CEO of a tech company who got caught at a Coldplay concert on camera, on like the kiss cam, when they go around the jumbotron and they show couples together. Yeah, he got caught like snuggling with the director of HR of his company when she's recently divorced and she has kids, but he's still married with three children. And they were snuggling together. And then the vice president, like the second in command of the HR department, or now they call it chief people officers. I mean, what are we doing with these terms? The way we manipulate language in America is crazy. Dude. Just say it's the HR department, but nope, it's the woman that was engaged in the affair is the chief people's officer, and the other one is of the vice president of people. That's her legitimate title. Go look it up. What the fuck does that mean? Just say it's the HR department. She's the director of HR. The other one is the associate, like the assistant director. Done. It's all. Everything has to be a buzzword or a phrase. Now I'm getting on a tangent. That's another part of American culture. But we love tearing people down, and it is kind of strange that it's very prevalent in America. But I'm sure other countries engage in behavior as well. England, I can name for one, and South American countries as well. But we just love to see someone just in the mud. But he deserves to be. He has a wife with 3 kids, and he's snuggling with the HR director. My God, my God, it's the workplace, man. The workplace and romance. That's a tough look. It's a tough look. Trust me, I know. No, we're not going to get into that one. But it's like, why do you think the phrase was "don't shit where you eat"? That's a phrase for a reason. So he's in massive trouble. His wife already removed his name from all her social medias, so she's going to sue the balls of him. It's a great day to be a divorce lawyer. You're going to want that case because that guy's worth, like, I think he's worth like between $50 and $70 million. So she's going to get a nice chunk of change, and so is the law firm. That's a multi-million-dollar case just for the law firm alone, and then she's going to pocket like 20 million out of all this, and then the law firm will get the rest. It's stone cold. You're done. You're caught red-handed. This is an open shut case. Slam. This what we call in the business a slam dunk case. That's why when I have a legal degree, I gave up the game. But whenever anyone asks me for advice, I was like, if you want to make money, like there's people that have more of like an activism type angle when they become lawyers. Yeah. But if you want to make money, I'm telling you right now, become a family law attorney. Do divorce law. One case like this, you're a millionaire. With one case, just one. Done. Millionaire. Imagine the law firm that handled Bezos' divorce and Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates divorce. Are you mad? Dude. Now you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. You want to make money as a lawyer? Fuck corporate law. fuck intellectual property, fuck criminal defense, fuck prosecution. You can still make money doing that, but like personal injury, all that, be a divorce lawyer. Boom. What else we got? The white six. Yeah, that was I got a couple of text messages. I'm sorry. So what's next? Yeah. So the CEO. The what I will say is I don't like this culture of America where we love just tearing people down and seeing people publicly humiliated. That kind of sucks. But even though they kind of both deserved it, however, um, like think about the family, think about the children. Now they're they're forever linked to this one event. This shit is getting, when I talk about the number one trending topic on the planet, this was the number one trending topic in the world online. This guy getting caught at the Coldplay concert in the world. Now now let's get into the secret truth part of it. What if this man had to take the fall for this, or both of them going to have to take the fall for this because of the Epstein list? Or not a list, I'm talking about files. It's a better way to describe it. Because that news, you think it would go away in the cycle, it hasn't gone away. It hasn't gone away. People are keep talking about it, and they're looking for ways to distract people. Could that be to be like, let's get some high profile, and what do people love? They love a scandal. They love a salacious affair. They love it. Try to draw you off the scent of the Epstein files. Still didn't work. So they're gonna have to come up with another thing. If you ask me what I believe yes, it was legitimately an affair and they got caught red-handed. But usually when, I'm not ruling out any type of behind the scenes orchestration about this happening. So another thing I didn't even mention last week, excuse me, about the files, the e-files, is I think, because I went through four things. Now there's a fifth thing, which I didn't even think about, which I'm going to talk about right now. That maybe, perhaps this is just an option. I'm just throwing it out there as very as speculation. Yeah, this is me just tinfoiling. What if they fabricated a blackmail child abuse ring to cover up illegal financial deals that were going on? Because last week we talked about the other stuff. We talked about the blackmail. We talked about the investigations. We talked about what it means politically and stuff like that. No. Now, what if they knew that because Epstein himself was involved, it's already known that he was involved in like shady, dodgy financial deals? What if they made up this entire ring to so that you're more concerned, so that the planet is more concerned with that and protecting the children, which they should do? If that really happened, it's just disgusting. Anyone involved in any kind of abuse of a child should get the book thrown at them. At all of them, dude. But it doesn't matter who you are. So, but what if they created that story to throw you off the scent of illegal financial deals that were going on. So what if this was a giant ruse? So that's another possibility. So there's 5 possibilities now. Yeah, it's scary. I can't completely rule that out either. It's like, okay, how we're gonna get all these backdoor deals and all these arms deals and all the sending all these weapons and all these bank accounts, move all this money all around the world for certain for for um for not just weapons but to different governments and for putting in people's pockets and stuff like this, bribing for political bribes and stuff like that. Let's create the sensational so that everyone's focused on that, and then behind the scenes we can start doing the finance stuff. Follow the money, Lester Freeman. Follow the money, you'll get the answers. So that enter that as a possibility. And things like the Astronomer CEO scandal, like, notice how that just took over the internet for the last 2 days. Everyone is making jokes. The jokes are hilarious, though. I love it. The memes, so many memes, so many GIFs. There's AI. Someone did an AI generated video of them making out. It's hilarious. Dude. The shit is funny. It is funny. But what if that's just another distraction tool? When the real shit that we need to know about is not going to be uncovered, and they just keep throwing distractions, and what the people like. Let's get a good cheating scandal out there. They'll love it, and then it just all your attention goes to that, and when you're not researching and being informed about what really matters, you just forget about it, or you just don't want to. You just stop researching it entirely because you're entertained by something else. Can't rule that out either. Can't rule that out. They know what they're doing. They're smart. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but you can't rule it out. There's no way you can rule that out as a possibility. All right. So now, what do I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. I want to read something up. So there's a video. We've talked about this on the channel. I want to read this out. There was a video of 2 women. They're beautiful. Two very well dressed. You could tell it took them, like, for me as a guy, it probably, if I'm gonna go out for the night, it probably takes me 45 minutes, an hour to get ready. Like shower, hair, shave. Yeah, like 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Yeah, but for women, what I didn't appreciate when I was younger, if women, time is valuable because it takes them way longer than that to get ready. If they're actually going to the nines, it's going to take close to 2 hours. It might be longer. It might honestly be longer. So yeah, for like, you got to shower, you got to the hair, the makeup, the outfit, the accessories, the jewelry. It takes a long time, man. So when a woman decides to go out with her friends, and in this instance it's 3 women that went out together, and I don't know what the woman looks like behind the camera, but the 2 that were on camera complaining about no guys talking to them. So the whole thing happened. The whole thing is going viral because these 2 girls were legitimately pissed off that they spent all this time to get ready. They look stunning, and 2, I don't know them personally, so I can only go by aesthetics. They're both gorgeous, and they're all dressed up to the nines, and they went out, and then they come out. It looks like they come out of like a bar or a lounge, and they're walking down the sidewalk, and they're just angry while their other friend films them behind the camera because not a single man approached them. So imagine your plan is on. So today is Friday. I think it was last night. I believe I don't know when the video was shot, but it was posted last night. Maybe it did happen last night. I don't know. So they go out. They go out one night at some recently. So at some point recently, they go out. They're dressed like they just came out of the Oscars, and not a single man approached them. And then they start. I'm going to use her own words. She said, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I play it? I won't get done for copyright." Yeah, let's play it. These are her words.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
Yeah, she threw in some comedy in there too at the end. So basically, what she said, I got no attention from any man. I'm fucking sick of this shit. And then she threw a joke in there. I think the touching part she was joking, but she's like, it's buy a drink. It's fucking simple. So, but she's you could tell that she's fed up, and you know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because in today's society, we've entered into a place where, and we talked about this on this channel, between video games, between OnlyFans, between social media, and between extremes polarizing, extreme political polarizing from both sides. It's not just men talking to women, it's everyone. It's people just talking to someone at a grocery store. No one knows how to communicate with each other. So now men we're entering they're entering like their late 20s, I would say. So anyone mid to early 20s, right? They don't talk to women anymore. They don't go to bars. They don't even go out. And I want to read with there was an article about this, and I just want to read it off. It says, men aren't scared to talk to women. They're numb. Approaching women in the past was a sacred expression of courage, humor, and playful. Now it's seen as suspect. Every move is pre-framed as intrusive. The signals that once meant, hey, it's okay to approach me, gets drowned in cultural noise where every desire is framed as a threat. Men adapted not by becoming upset, but by withdrawing. That's minerals landed right there. So we've in society now, no man, when women are out, no man wants to approach them because for fear of the consequences of just going up to and talking to someone. Yeah, and then I want to read my own thoughts. It's just like, because this channel is called The Secret Truth. The truth is, women like men that are confident. I said this many times. Women like men that are confident, respectfully, of course. We're not talking about being a creep or doing anything aggressive. No, of course not. Women like men that are confident, that are sure of themselves, that are earnest, that are courteous, that are well-mannered and respectful, but forward. Yeah. So, but now the way the climate is, the way the dating climate is, men are scared to approach women because, like that article said, it's framed now that if you approach a woman, it's invasive. and you're some kind of a threat. For most women, not everyone, but most of the time, that's what it seemed like. And let's see if I can read more of this article. But it's true. Like, this is very true. Yeah, but the article gets mightier than thou. It tried to connect it with like some existential, deeper level that's happening. I don't agree with that. I think it's just simple. I think it's simply that women want to be approached by men, but men don't trust the context of the situation anymore. That's the way I would describe it. There's too many like traps. There's too many things that can go wrong, which are completely out of your control. You could be the most charming, respectful, well-behaved person, and something could still go wrong. Right? It's because it's that, like the article said, it's the 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 preconceived notion is that you're going to be intrusive instantly before you even say one word. Couple that with the fact that men in their 20s don't even know how to talk to women because they like what they'll do is they'll play video games, they'll go on social media, they'll go on the internet, and if they need to get their rocks off, they'll just subscribe to OnlyFans, where you can talk to someone one-on-one. You can have a date on OnlyFans. You can pay for the woman. Why are you going to go and why do you have to take a shower, get dressed, like we talk about, go outside, actually go outside, pay for everything, talk to the woman, only for nothing to happen? Even if nothing like bad happens, what if it's just like, we don't like each other, let's just go home, it was nice meeting you, I'm gonna go home? Instead, you can just chat to someone online, and then you know what happens afterwards on OnlyFans. I don't even want to talk about that, because that that website and that app is good. It's just one of the biggest, I would say, in what's the word I would use? I wouldn't say disease. It's but it's a poison. It poisons your mind. It's like drinking poison. You're poisoning yourself by doing that. And men and women are making. I've done this already. They're making just unheard of amounts of money on this app. Precisely why? Because that people, it's convenient, and you don't have to go outside. You don't have to learn how to talk. If I'm a 25-year-old man, I don't need to learn how to talk to a woman anymore. I probably don't even give a shit about doing it anymore, which is why that poor woman in the video, I feel sorry for her, because she put in time, effort, and she's extremely attractive, and not a single guy approached her. Not one. The whole night, and she was fucking pissed off about it. I could still find the silver lining, the humor in it, but she's fucking right, man. Like, what's happening right now? And I like that the word she used. I'm fucking sick of this shit. And you want me to tell you the truth? You want the truth? Because we do the truth here. You want the truth? Even if they approached you, they wouldn't even know what to say. Let's say they did approach you. It would be the worst conversation you've ever had. I'm telling you right now. We're done, dude. This is just this shift has already happened. Now we got AI robots gonna come out. Once that's done, whoever owns a bar is fucked. Once the robots come out, it's over. or once you can enter AI generated, you can already have an AI. It's Black Mirror already. You can already have an AI generated boyfriend or girlfriend online right now, tonight, if you wanted to do it. God, it's just crazy. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that. I personally think that all of these things blend together. There's I'm gonna it's gonna sound like but these are facts, dude. I'm just stating facts. Right now, if you're a single man in your 20s on a Friday night, back in my day, you would be out. You would be out at a restaurant. You would be out at a bar, lounge, house party. Nah, 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 nah. That ain't happening anymore. Right now, you're playing a video game on an app or on an application, doing some weird shit, or maybe doing not weird shit. And if the moon shall strike you, just go on OnlyFans. You can have a conversation. Pay someone to have a conversation with you, and then you can pay someone else for other things, or could be the same person. Who knows? And you could do it all from your bedroom. Don't need to don't need to take a shower. Don't need to get dressed, pick out an outfit, make sure you look good, get the lotions going, get the hair cream, trim the beard up, yeah, get the watch on, anything. Spend money taking a cab, spend money on drink. Nah, you don't have to do any of that anymore. You just do it from your bedroom. It's sad. It's fucking sad. And that's why if I could say anything to that woman in that video, or those two women in that video, it's like, even if they did approach you, and I get you, I feel you, I'm with you, I support that. You're exactly right. Even if they did approach you, the conversation would be whack anyway, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Now, what I would recommend, not to toot my own horn, but maybe it, that's why I like the era that I grew up in, because we were pre-internet. Like when I was a child, I've also spoken about this. When I was born, when I was and when I was a toddler, the internet didn't even exist. Didn't even, let alone smartphones and then apps. When I was growing up, when I was 5 years old, the internet wasn't it did not exist. Completely different world. Didn't have a cell phone until I was 18 years old. 18. And then it was a flip phone. It was the Sprint. If anyone remembers Sprint, they're not going to, no one under 30 is going to remember Sprint. It was a Sprint Sanyo phone. Flip phone. Bang. 18. That's just 7 years younger than these 25-year-olds who've grown up. They were all born in the 2000s. These mid to low 20s. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Anyway, of course, we're generally speaking. There's going to be some good eggs in there, but it's madness. It's fucking madness. All right, so yeah, let's wrap it there. Listen, man. My advice, if like I say, one of the big things I want to cover with my channel is like, this is meant for telling you, like, people say I'm negative and I'm always angry all the time, which I do get angry. I'll admit that. I get triggered by couple of things. I get triggered by people, by the venture capitalist merchants, by private equity, by people like the Astronomer CEO, the billionaires. He's not a billionaire though, but his company's worth $1 billion. I get triggered by shit like that. I also get triggered by people that say wrestling, that like make fun of wrestling, which I just said. I get triggered by sports, but I'm not really negative. I'm telling you, I get what gets me is I'm trying to say, you have the power in your life to change. Yeah. And I don't mean to sound like a sappy, so ladies and gentlemen, here's Tony Robbins. No, I'm not trying to do that. But don't ever give up. Do not ever think that you can't facilitate a change in your life. Or for your sports team. If there's a sports team, if you want to see a change for the better, you have the power to do it. Don't think that you can't do it. And then for the people that stay inside all the time, get out there, man. Get out into the world. Go outside and experience the world. That's the whole point of living, man. Talk to people. Meet people from all over the world. That's the beauty of fucking football. I have friends from all over the world now. I have friends from Argentina, from Jamaica, Nigeria, Ghana, France, Germany, Norway, England, Canada, Australia, that I hang out with regularly. Now I know the cultures of all these places. Mexico, all the Canada, like the America is obviously, I know that already. Belarus, India, Japan, that I hang out with regularly. So now I know all the cultures of the places. I know what they're like, what's it's like the heritage, traditions, and history of their cultures. Football brings everyone together. Wrestling brings everyone together. UFC combat sports bring everyone together because it's global, man. Get out in the world and experience it. Stop playing video games. You could do it once in a while. I did. I used to play video games all the time. I'm not knocking it. Video games are cool. Real cool. Don't do it every night. Learn how to talk to a girl at a bar. If you're a young single man, straight single man in their mid-20s, learn how to talk to a girl. Go do it. Get rejected. Go get rejected a couple times. It's not the worst thing in the world, man. It's not the worst thing in the world. And who knows? Judging by this, there's market opportunities. There's and then that article said like 80% of tables in Manhattan now, is specific to Manhattan, are like groups of women. There's barely any men out when you go out like to party at night. There's barely any men. It's just mostly women. Market opportunity. That girl was absolutely gorgeous. Wants attention and wants to, doesn't mean anything is going to happen, but wants to have a conversation with someone, with a man. That could have been you. Come on, what are we doing here? Put the controller down and go talk to her. On that note, we're out. I'll see you next Friday.